And what's going on, I will get straight to it. So, if you were trying to get somebody to do something that you want, like buy a product or something like that, or even if it's as simple as doing something like you're asking your kid or your wife or your husband to do something for you, use the word because. And this sounds like really simple, but there's a lot behind it. I am a marketing nerd, love it. There's a book, whether you're into marketing or not, if you own a business, if you own a business, you're in the business of selling something, right? And influencing people. And there is a book out there by an author named Robert Cialdini. That Cialdini is spelled weird. It's like, I think Cialdini, whatever. But look up Influence by Robert Cialdini and it's going to come up. And to me, this is the Bible when it comes to influencing and persuasion, especially for marketing. These concepts get used like a weapon because they work and they're powerful. And in this book, it gives us an example. They did this test. They would go to a library, and the library, this is back when, people had to print things at a library, right? They didn't have it at their house. So people are in college or whatever, you have to go to this, you have to line up to get your papers printed. And the test was they would have somebody come up and say, hey, can I cut in front of you? And when they said that, people would say no, right? And so that rarely worked, as you can imagine. Then they said, okay, can I cut in front of you because I'm running late? I need to get this printed. That increased compliance significantly. And you're probably thinking, well, yeah, they gave them a reason. Yeah, well, okay. But when they said, hey, can I cut in front of you because I need to make copies? Right? That doesn't even make sense. Like, everybody needs to make copies. But they would just say, hey, can I cut in front of you because I need to make copies? So that reason didn't even make sense. Compliance still just as high. The mere fact that they would add a because to their request significantly increased compliance. I read this book, it's got to be 15 years ago, somewhere between 10 and 15 years ago. And I've used this concept in many different ways, whether it was a relationship or my daughter or a business, just using this because concept works. Now, by the way, my name is Chris Gray. I'm a husband, father, entrepreneur. I make these videos to help business owners I vibe with make more money. And for me, also teaching all this stuff that I learned. I love marketing. I love business. Teaching this stuff makes me much better at it. That's the whole selfish part of it. So let me get into how I recently used this to help build a company. One of our companies we have is a seasoning company. So we market it as a barbecue rub. It's really a seasoned salt or whatever, but it's a seasoning we have. And the barbecue rub world is competitive. Anything in business, for the most part, is competitive. It's hard. But we went from 0 to 100 pretty fast within this given niche. And there was a few things that we did. At the end of the day, guys, I'm a marketer who owns a seasoning business. I'm a marketer who owns a marketing business. I'm a marketer who has an affiliate business. I know marketing, and that's the engine behind everything I do. But here I am, a marketer who decides to do a seasoning business because I like smoking food. And so I told people exactly why I decided to sell the seasoning and not sell chicken. I use this seasoning to make chicken. The chicken is delicious. People go nuts, and it came down to me using either selling seasoning or selling chicken, selling, like having a restaurant. I didn't want to have that. So then that's what became part of the hook with selling this. Like, I was like, hey, I have this secret barbecue rub. Every time people eat it, they go nuts, blah, blah, blah. I go into it. But you know what? I decided to sell this rub and not the chicken because I didn't want to open a restaurant. And that's that. And just part of that, and having part of that as of my hook, has helped us gain an abnormal amount of market share in a very short amount of time. I can't stress this enough. When we give people reasons to comply, they will. And the whole formula is because this, and that. Is it always going to work? No. But you're going to have way more compliance using the because than giving them the kind of reason than asking for the request. If you're just asking them to buy your product or telling them why your product is this or that, give the why, give the reasons behind it. One of the best ways I saw this used was late 90s, early to mid 2000s was FUBU. Why to buy FUBU? Or why do people buy FUBU? Because it's for us, and buy us. The name, the reason to buy that brand was in the name of the brand. It was brilliant. And they made good clothes. That sold like crazy, but just that hook, the whole hook was the reason to buy. We use it in our marketing agency. You know, in our space, the agencies that we compete with are grimy, right? And so the way we separate ourselves, our because is, you know, we're one of the better marketing agencies you can work with because we're 100% referral. And if we don't do a good job, you don't refer us and we don't get any additional business. So we're giving them a because. There are many different ways to use this. I'm just giving you these techniques and these tactics, but think of your business and think in your marketing messages, in your ads, when you're talking to clients, when you're face to face, are you giving them the because? And here's the beautiful thing. I have learned that when I learn a principle, I get really good at it when I apply it to different areas of my life. And so I'll take this whole because strategy and I'll use it when I'm talking to my wife or my daughter or friends. I just started using it. And it's, again, sometimes my because doesn't even make that much sense. It's just a because. But again, back to the studies I was telling you earlier, this thing increases your likelihood to compliance or your likelihood to get compliance. And the more you use it, the better you get at it. And then it starts to become intuitive. And if you can find a way to leverage this in your business and look at the principle I'm giving you and apply it to your specific situation and get good with it, your likelihood to get people to do what you ask will be greater. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, or I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but there's a book called Start With the Why. Check that out. He doesn't talk about the because thing, but starting with the why is essentially because. And in that book, we talk about why the why is so important. Anyways, I am rambling. I appreciate you watching. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Hey, yo, real quick before you go, if you're liking this, I am forming a community of business owners that I vibe with. I haven't formed it yet, but I am forming it. And if you're interested in joining that community, it's going to be for free. But if you're interested in joining it, go to this channel, like my channel or whatever. And there should be an about section. If you go to that about section within my channel, you should see my email there. Just send me an email and let me know. Send me a message. And if you're a good fit and we vibe, then when that community gets formed, you can join it. Again, the community is free. I just want to make sure that we have the right people in there. And then also, if you're liking these videos, please like and subscribe. I don't really care about it blowing up. It's just what it does when you like and subscribe, and if me and you are aligned, then other people like me and you will have an opportunity to see these videos, and then we can grow the group further. And again, the point of that group is for all of us to make money. We all have different strengths. We'll create a community, or I want to create a community where we take those strengths and help each other make money. Anyways, I hope this helps. I appreciate it. See you. Bye.